Okay, I am going to discuss today two barbarian parents, David Allen Turpin and Louise Anna Turpin. Okay, they are absolute barbarians, okay, and I can actually say that and not even have all the facts in the case, because we know for sure that three of their children were actually shackled to furniture with a padlock, and a 17-year-old girl escaped from the home through a window, and when the cops actually showed up, they thought she was like 10 years old, but she was 17, totally emaciated, and all of the kids were like that. In fact, there were 6 siblings under the age of 18, okay, only, and 7 were actually adults. But when you look at photos of them, you know, it's hard to tell. They all look like they're, 15 or below, It's amazing. Incredible. So let's listen to what on AP, they actually had a video of, I don't know if it was a lead investigator. Let's just play.
On Sunday, January 14, 2018, just before 6 o'clock in the morning, a 17-year-old girl called 911 from a deactivated cell phone and reported that her siblings were being held against their will, and some were chained. Deputies
Okay, so Captain Greg Fellows, Riverside County Sheriff's Department.
Responded, met with that 17-year-old nearby, and she explained that she had escaped through a window from that residence. The 17-year-old also showed some photos that led the deputies to believe that the information she was provided was accurate. Deputies and a supervisor responded to that location, conducted a welfare check to check on the additional siblings in that home. There were a total of 13 siblings located, 6 of which were under the age of 18. During the investigation, we discovered that the parents and children have lived in the city of PERRIS since approximately 2014. They were homeschooled at that residence. There's no indication that there were any other students or children residing in that residence. However, at this time, the investigation is still ongoing, so we're not going to rule anything out. I can't get into the specific details of the conversation, but it seemed that the mother was perplexed as to why we were at that residence.
Isn't that insane? The mother was perplexed that they were there, knowing that behind her are kids that are actually shackled to furniture with padlocks. Okay. All right. So, when I first heard of this and I saw these images, I thought, wow, that looks and sounds a lot like one of those cults, those religious cults where, a lot of crazy stuff goes on. I mean, this family was totally isolated from any other family members. They, you'll see in a little bit, the sister of Louise actually commented on CNN, and, man, the sister's just way too forgiving, if you ask me. All right, so here's the whole family here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then the parents right there. All right, now the ages range from 2 to 29. Okay, 6 siblings are between the ages of 18 and 29, and 7 are below 18. Okay, and I don't know which one is which. I mean, but everyone here looks young, Like, look at that. They're skinny and small. And it's just hard to tell the age. Although, you can't see their face and bone structure on their face. Now, look at this craziness. So there's this wedding photo, and I was kind of like, wow, so they had all those kids and they didn't get married? Well, it turns out, I saw this on CNN also, that they actually renew their vows in front of an Elvis-type character. Let me make this smaller so you can see the date. Yeah, so this is Elvis 2011, in Las Vegas.
With this ring,
2013.
remarry
You.
2015. Same Elvis guy.
Yeah.
Right? And here's some video afterwards. I wonder if they said, hey, act all excited, kids. Act like you're having a good time. Although this may, to be fair, this could be in times when they weren't quite as barbaric. So if you look at, okay, that must be from the 2015, because if you look at, she's got carnation in her hair there, and her hair's red. 2011, and then it's 2013. 2011, she's got the short cut and the gown, different gown, but red hair and a carnation. So let's see. I think that this, 2015, she has that hairdo, and I think that's the same one as we see here. So it's more recent, and also there's a child in this one that's a infant, and I think that proves, since that's only the 2 years old, that would be about, that makes sense given the date there. All right, yep, 2011, 2013, 2015. I mean, what are they, some church of Elvis? I mean, these people are nuts. When I say these people, I mean the parents. I mean, these kids are just so fortunate to finally, one of them had the courage, and it's amazing. It's the 17-year-old that escaped. You would think one of the, 29 or, one of the adults between the ages of 18 and 29 would have the courage at some point to make a break for it, okay? What she did was she used a cell phone. The 17-year-old escaped through a window and used a cell phone that was deactivated, called 911, and when they came out to meet her, she looked like she was 10 years old. They were shocked, the officers. All right, here's just some more pictures. And if you notice this one here, look at what it says on the shirt. Thing. Like they probably thought that was cute and funny, but I think these people were serious right here, because that's all they treated them as, is things. All the kids were malnourished and, emaciated, basically. And 3 of the kids were actually chained to furniture when the cops went in there. Now, here's the sister. This is the sister of Louise, the barbarian mother. All right, let's hear what she has to say.
I want to reach out to the kids. I want them to know that years we begged to Skype them. We begged to see them. The whole family. I've asked for 20 years to be able to Skype them.
Yeah, I don't know if Skype's been around for 20 years, but yeah, I can see that you probably tried to have communication with them.
And I want them to know that they do have family that they love, whether they know us or not.
You mean family that loves them? They don't know of any family members to love, so when you say they have family members that they love, that's not correct. Now, here we go. Here's the sister again.
I want her to know that she's still my blood and I love her. I don't agree with what she did.
I don't agree with what she did. That's such tame language, like, yeah, I don't agree with it. People can differ, That's what it sounds like. That's ludicrous. If I had a sibling that did that, I'd say, listen, what my brother did was barbaric, and I cannot support him in this situation. Okay, I wouldn't say, I don't agree, I agree to disagree kind of thing. It's ludicrous.
And her actions has made the whole family suffer.
Oh, poor you. Listen, let's care about the kids, all right?
But I want her to know that I'm praying for her.
Yeah, you're praying for her. How about you pray for the kids, all right? Your sister is absolutely meaningless, okay? She is a barbarian, all right? She, even if she is under his control in some way, she should have done something. Okay, you have 13 kids, and now, thank God, they're going to have a chance at life, And here's another comment.
7 of the adults. It's hard to think of them as adults when you first see them because they're small, and it's very clear that they're malnutritioned I can tell you that they're very friendly. They're very cooperative, and I believe that they're hopeful that life will get better for them after this event.
Well, thank God. You know, life should look a lot better. Can't get much worse, okay? Hopefully the state puts them, you know, the 6 people that were, or 6 siblings that were under the age of 18, hopefully they get put into a home that have good people. You know, you always hear these horror stories where they place them with parents who actually are worse than where they came from, okay? Don't make that be one of these cases, all right? Hopefully they can all go to the same parents too. You know, I guess there's only 6 siblings, so you know, maybe there's some couple willing to take them in that maybe don't have any kids at all themselves. But wow, I mean, this is insane. All right, now here is the actual location. I actually found it on Google Earth after I saw the listing of Sandcastle Day School. So the parents were, you know, creative enough to designate their home as a educational facility and got maybe some tax write-offs. Apparently none of the savings went to the children for food. All right, but if you look at the location, it looks sort of like an isolated track home area. You see, it sort of has its own little border there. You know, but it looks like a decent little neighborhood there. And here is the street view. Right there. That's the house. So that 17-year-old came out of some window, got out. Here's a van that they probably transported the whole family in occasionally. Obviously never to go out to eat. You know, I mean, these people are, I hope they never get to see their children ever again, unless it's in court, and that they actually serve in the rest of their lives in jail, in prison. Okay, I would take every year that these kids were malnourished and tortured and put that onto the sentence. So you got 13 kids, and add up all those years, and that's what their sentence is. Okay, a living hell, and they should get that for the rest of their lives. They should have not one more year of peace on this planet. Okay. Now, the parents have been charged with torture and child endangerment and are scheduled for court, I guess, tomorrow. And the bail is set at $9 million each. And that is awesome, because there's no way in hell they're going to get that. So they would have to come up with, I think, $900,000 apiece. And they're just not going to be able to get that money. All right. What else do we got here? It looks like Mr., the Turpin, David or whatever, he filed, well, I guess the Turpins themselves, they filed for bankruptcy in 2011, and that they owed $100,000 to $500,000. And Mr. Turpin works for Northrop Grumman and earned about $140,000 a year, and somehow couldn't find any way to get food on the table for their kids. It just, I really am interested in this story because it's amazing how there's people like this in the world. They actually exist, and I read actually that the conditions inside the home were just horrible. It stunk, and it was just, dirty, and all the stuff. It's like, God, so, I mean, you had all these kids, and you couldn't get people to work together as a team and clean it up. Instead, you shackle them to beds and don't feed them food. I mean, this is ludicrous, all right? I mean, I keep repeating myself, but I'm having a hard time sort of fathoming parents doing that to so many of their own children. They sound like sociopaths that just happen to get married. And let's see. One of the neighbors said they were very, very pale. They were cultish. That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw them. All about their isolated world. It was weird, one of the neighbors stated. And so, God, I guess that's about it. But everybody should go look into this. It's crazy and disturbing, and I want more information about it. I think I'll keep covering it as it goes on. I'd like to actually know which cult. Maybe he had his own cult, thought he was one of those Messiah types, you know. But I guess we'll see. And until next time, I guess keep it real. This is ludicrous.